So, Second Life, early today, I noticed something rather odd. Um, I was approached by some guy that had really shabby looking clothes. Obviously, it was some avatar that it had been just flung together. He didn't give a shit about what it looked like, and immediately got bad vibrations from this person. I was sitting at the table in Second Life, minding my own business, and I was thinking, I was at the Builder's Brewery, and I was thinking, what shall I do? Shall I do some more dance practices, or shall I go and do a chicken shoot thing? Which is kind of entertaining or whatever. But they're not real chickens, so just it's just target practice. It's just something to do when you're bored. Anyway, I sat there, and all of a sudden this weird guy comes over, and I noticed something very odd about this guy. Mostly, when you do gestures and things like that, you have to type something in the keyboard. You have to type, but he was making these kind of sort of gestures. I thought, oh, here we go. This is a pervy person, and he was going, making all sorts of weird mouth and hand gestures. Remember, I did counselling studies a while ago, so I understand body language, but this all to me was quite plain as day. It was like the nose on my face. It was clear as day that this guy was no good. He was there to cause some trouble. So I stood up at the table. I stood up and I moved away from him, and because he started private messaging me in private, and I answered him in public chat. I said, oh, hi, first. And I realised he wouldn't talk to me in public chat. I thought, yeah, we've got one of these, have we? One of these. That is one of those people who refuse to talk in public chat because they know that they're going to say something that they're going to get into trouble for. And public chat is generally monitored by the admins. But private chat, maybe not so much. Right. Now we've got that out of the way. So anyway, I went into the private chat. They said, I'm sorry, but I don't speak to anybody in private chat who's not a friend. I only speak to friends or people who I know are cautious or that sort of thing. People that are officials and who've got a track record of, say, being in Second Life for 10, 12 years or something. They've got a bit of a good standing, but this guy obviously did not. Or it could be a hacked account. Anyway, I refused to talk to him, and he followed me around. So I thought I'll do my chicken shoot. Maybe I'll scare him away with it. Yeah. So I started shooting the chickens and that. I thought, hang on, he's still hanging around. This guy isn't going to budge. Then I sort of clicked. I had a little brainstorm. This guy is not English. He's foreign. He's a freaking TERR0, or is it O-R? He's from one of them countries, the ones that like to blow people up. That's who he is, because he was very cheeky, very rude. He was pushing me, shoving me with complete disrespect. Because that's what they do over there. They have completely no respect for us in the West, none at all. So I thought, well, I'm not going to take this, and he wouldn't leave me alone. So I teleported out of there back home, and I had to think about what to do about this guy, because remember, I've been away from Second Life for 10 years, so I had all the administrators that I used to contact, they've all gone. it's a completely clean slate. Well, not a clean slate. It's just a different plate, different people, and different admins. And I don't know who they are. So I goes back to my little refuge place, and I'm having a think, and I started messaging my friend, and I said, "Do you know who to contact? Who's the admins?" And she said, "Well, the only one is Sens, and that's the top owner. That's the main owner. But she's kind of had some rough times herself, and she's kind of stepped back a bit." And so I messaged Sens. That's a nickname, by the way, not the full name. I messaged her, no answer. I sent a transcript of the conversation, well, what he was doing and everything, and to me, and there was no answer, no response. And I messaged my other friend. I said, "Well, can you pass it on to her, please, or someone, because I don't know who to contact." So I thought, well, this is no good. If there's no easy way of contacting an administrator or someone to get something done, it's just ridiculous, you know. So I thought, well, there's kids at the brewery, and I was sat there in my little refuge, and I'm thinking, oh my God, there's kids there, and this guy is a predator. He's going around. I thought, holy shit, I better go back and see what's going on. Like so. Anyway, I put the other attire on. That's when I went back, and when I went back, nothing happened. I thought, what's going on here? And I realised, he was sat right on top of this child that changed her nickname to Rejected or something. What was it? Rejected. I thought, oh shit, there's some kid there that was feeling rejected and depressed. So I didn't move from the table. I used my camera, and I just moved over the camera to where she was, and she sat there on top of this little cute elephant thing, I think it was. No, it wasn't an elephant. What was it? I can't remember. It was like what do you call it? A piggy bank thing. Yeah, that was it, a piggy bank thing. She sat on there, quiet as a mouse, but it was a nickname that said it rung alarm bells for me, because she's obviously having a hard time. So she's feeling rejected. That's what she called the nickname, Rejected. So she's depressed already. And then there's this pervy guy, the one that makes those weird gestures with his mouth and his eyes, and you know, he was hovering right over the top of her, right? I thought, oh God, we're going to do something about this, because there are kids there learning how to script and stuff. And some of them are like 12 years old, 15 years old, 19 years old. They're young people. So I tried to message the admin in the chat and asked somebody, I said, "Do you know who the admin is?" Nobody answered me. Nobody answered me. So what do? They just ignored me. They didn't even bother to respond. They didn't bother until they were under attack. So I thought, well, I can't do now. Anyway, so I went off I teleported away to a different area to talk to a friend of mine who was doing up her shop. She was fixing it all up, and she's redoing the whole thing, like the whole building, like, you know, re-resing and redesigning, 3D modeling everything, right? I went over to her, and I was talking to her, oh God, I don't know, 20 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, I can't remember. And I was talking to her a bit, and I thought, well, you know, she was showing me around, because she invited me actually. She said, "I'm making some improvements, do you want to come and look?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." And I went, teleported over and had a look. Anyway, after we finished, she was having trouble with her computer again, and she kept logging out. She kept crashing, the computer kept crashing. And I said, well, yeah, and she wanted to go to bed anyway, and I said, well, okay, yeah, I'll go back. I'll go back to the brewery or something. So anyway, I said bye to her and everything. I teleported back to the brewery, and as soon as I got there, I walked off the arrival point, the teleport stand. I walked off the arrival point. I walked down the brick path thing. What do you call it? It's like a roundabout thing. I walked down there, And as soon as I stepped onto the frigging sandbox, I'm surrounded by a frigging cage. I'm in a freaking cage, for God's sake. I couldn't get out. And then I looked around and thought, holy shit, everybody else is in a cage as well. Everybody's trapped. We can't move, we can't teleport, and some people can't teleport, and we're stuck, right? So I goes to try to get out of that. I goes into the chat, and I started telling people in the Builders Brewery chat what's going off, and then I realised after I typed my messages that there's a whole load of messages that other people say they're trapped as well. I'm thinking, oh right, I'm a bit late to the party here. You know, I just got here late, and I thought it must have just happened, but no, apparently it happened a few minutes before I got there. So I'm talking about all this stuff, and I'm trying to find out who's the admin and all that. It's useless. I thought, oh shit, and I thought, oh, I'm going to record it. All I have to do to record it is to press F9 because it's sort of set up on my. I have my what do you call it? My OBS studio running in the background all the time, so I just press F9 and I'm recording. So I did that, and I started recording what was going on. So I didn't catch the moment where I got caged. I got the part where I managed to free myself. Anyway, what I did was to res a chair, and luckily I was near the sim line, which is the boundary layer between the sandbox and the area that you're not allowed to res things on. There's sort of an in-between area. There's a bit of an overlap or something. So I was able to res this chair, because I think chairs are allowed actually in that area. But you're not allowed to res other things, but you're allowed to res chairs for some reason. I think it's because they have tables and chairs there. So anyway, I resed the chair, and I was able to click on it and choose sit. And even though I was stuck in a cage, it was like a teleport thing, you know, you immediately transferred over to the chair. So I was able to escape the cage. So that's good news, I thought. Anyway, you'll see in the video what happens next. Bye for now. Oh yeah, I'm encoding it right now. You'll have to wait until I post it. I'll stick a link. Hang on, where will it be? It'll be over there probably. I'll stick a link for you to go and look at it. So yeah, there are some really bad people out there, and our kids are in danger. And people are going on the internet these days thinking it's a safe place. It's not a safe place. You've got predators. You've got PEDOPHILES. You've got them. You've got all sorts of crap going on, right? And our kids are the ones who are at risk from this. And we need more. We need better administration or somewhat. Or these things are going to end up getting shut down, basically. They are going to end up getting shut down, because if you can't protect the kids, the only way to do it is to shut it off. Right. Bye.